Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. This morning we're joined by Artistic Director for the Signal Hill Alumni Choir, Mr. John Arnold, as we chat about Trinbago ni Afrika Part 2. Good morning to you, Mr. Arnold.
Morning, sir. How are you doing?
So far, so good. And yourself?
Yeah. Doing good. It's
All
all
right.
good.
So we know this is a multi-part fundraiser that you're doing. Tell me how February 1st passed off.
No, that was great. That was really a good show. And we had standing room only. So that turned out pretty well.
Nice.
And the donation concert really worked. We actually made more money than if we had put on a paid show. So that worked really well. The only problem I'm having why these concerts become important, because I heard you talking with Ainka earlier, is that new issue of going through London, which we have to do to get to South Africa. And that extra cost now makes the fundraising even more important. So we're really appealing to everybody.
Now, just remind us, when are you aiming to head to South Africa?
So we leave, supposedly, God's willing, on August the 2nd,
Right.
right? The second day of August, and we come back and return on the 11th. And
Right.
already, Raucus, the people in South Africa, the planners, there's a guy there called Bongani, and already they have some really great concerts lined up. We actually have a concert at a church that actually hosts a 400 voice choir,
Wow.
and it's called an apostolic choir. And it's going to be, and then there are several other groups that we're going to interact with, both in the urban and in the rural areas. And so they have already started to plan those concerts. So this now we're kind of between a rock and a hard place. We have to make this trip. Have
Right.
to.
So after February 1st, tell me, give me an idea as to the percentage of money that you would have raised out of your total.
Rockers, I would love to tell you, but I feel that might be just setting myself up. No, I wouldn't even think that we even reach 50%.
Okay.
I think we are going good, and I think we are going to get the support of both the National and the Tobago House of Assembly. I'm very optimistic about that. Corporate sponsors have been coming in, and I think you know how that goes. It's not like the olden days. They give, but the amounts have certainly gone down.
Yeah.
And we are continuing our fundraising. We have a big curriculum at the end of this month, which we are hoping we're engaging for like 250 persons on the holiday.
Okay.
So we're really working that. This Saturday, we have the concert at Kariwat this time. We
Right.
moved from Monterey to Kariwat, and that's at 5:30, and that's a free evening of great music. Last concert, we concentrated mainly on African music. This one, we're going to do a kind of mix from gospel right up to calypso. But basically, we want to kind of share what we plan to share with the people when we go there. And
Right.
as ambassadors of TNT, what the music means for us and what it should mean to them in terms of the connection. And that's
Right.
what we
So
really look.
this one that's happening this weekend on Saturday is meant to be almost like a prelude to what you're actually going to do when you get to Africa. This is almost the set list.
Yes, I would think that in terms of the repertoire, yes. The repertoire, a lot of the repertoire is what we're going to be sharing with the people when we go there in South Africa. We would not like to we do several South African songs, but
Right.
we'll certainly not carry sand to the beach, if you know what I mean. We go in their land. We will certainly do some of their songs with them and to them,
Right.
because we have our own flavor and all that. But certainly we want to kind of focus on what we are known for and what we are good at and what is kind of indigenous and kind of really what we frame, our folk
Yeah.
music, our calypso, or
And
soca and so on. Yeah.
you mentioned showing that linkage between Trinidad and Tobago and Africa. Give me a couple of the examples from some of the songs in your repertoire that make that linkage clearer.
I can tell you, take a song like Umbaya Yahoo
Right.
by Merchant, right? So even though the storyline there is really a storyline based on Africa, right? And basically we can talk about that song in several ways. Talk about the great work of Merchant, and then we can talk about how that song and what it means. And then with us, as you know, we try to strengthen this thing both not just orally but also visually. And so those two modalities we really focus a lot on how optic and how auditory come together. And that is what makes the entertainment captivating. And that's what kind of moves people in terms of the emotion. And really the value of entertainment is really, as I say, the performative whole, not just hearing, but also seeing and the colors and the costume and all of those things make together to pull the thing together.
And that's definitely one of the things that makes Signal Hill Alumni Choir stand out, is that element of performance that goes into, that element of production that goes into every performance, rather, because we definitely have no shortage of that. Just to remind folks, it's happening at Carriwack this coming Saturday. What time is it kicking off?
5:30 on the dot. Everybody knows we don't start anything late. 5:30, if there are 10 persons, we start. We get it going. All right? And feel free, please come early. We don't have as much parking spaces as Monturban, but we are asking persons to come early, secure park, and come in and really have a good time with us.
Now, John, is there meant to be a part 3 of the fundraising concerts? Or
Yes, we have a part 3 coming up at the end of June. That will be the last one. And we're still working out the logistics on that. So yes, but we are here begging and really appealing to the corporate community. Anybody out there who would like to help us get to South Africa in August, I think it's going to be an exciting thing, and we want to definitely do some live kind of Facebook coming right back to Trinidad and Tobago on our YouTube channel and so on. And certainly I'll be reaching out to you, and certainly you can use some of that to let people know what we're doing there,
Almost definitely. Because all the talk you come and talk here, people are going to want to know how it work out.
Yeah.
Right. So, but also just a quick reminder, the Curry Q is happening, you said, at the end of this month?
The end of this month, the holiday. Tickets go on sale from this weekend. We're starting that at the weekend, but certainly we have a pretty strong database. But on the holiday coming up, that's when we're going to have the Curry Q. And it's all going to be in aid of the support for the group.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and all the best this coming Saturday. I want to encourage everybody to head across to Carriwack Village from 5:30 p.m. It kicks off on the dot, so get there by 5, get there by 4:30. Make sure you secure your spot and enjoy the evening, and of course, walk with your money to be able to donate as well to a great cause. Thank you so much for joining us.
That's a nice one. Yes, I forgot that. Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry, I remember for you. Don't worry. You're good to go. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Take me home.
All right, that's John Arnold, the Artistic Director for the Signal Hill Alumni Choir, just inviting us to come on down to Carriwack Village this coming Saturday, where they'll be having Trinbago Ni Africa Part 2, absolutely free entry, but I'm going to encourage you to walk with a little donation to be able to, A, buy some refreshments and support the choir, and also to donate to their trip to Africa, where they'll be going to represent Trinidad and Tobago. Let's take a quick break.